Hey guys, what's up? Jake here, and Merry Christmas, or Merry Christmas Eve. As long as I release this on time, of course. Normally I do like to release on Fridays, but since Christmas is on Friday, I really don't like to release videos on Christmas. I'm releasing this on Christmas Eve as long as I release it on time. But anyway, we're looking at Jingle All The Way.
Jingle All The Way, being released November 22nd, 1996. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is a family comedy where he's trying to get his kid a toy for Christmas.
Which kind of reminds me of Power Rangers, except there isn't any Japanese stock footage in it. But to be honest, I'd much rather watch Power Rangers than fucking Turbo Man.
Yeah, that's really all I can say about the plot, but it does have Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I know I'll at least enjoy this movie.
I'll be reviewing the director's cut, because that's the version that I have, so I'll be reviewing that and saying the differences between versions. But anyway, let's get into Jingle All The Way. Hey, you! I see you there! Put the remote down! Now!
Alright, so the movie begins with a shitty Power Rangers ripoff.
Or maybe it's more like 60s Batman. But either way, I'd much rather watch 60s Batman or Power Rangers over this crap.
As we see Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a really hard worker and promises his son that he's going to be there for his karate class.
I'll meet you there, I promise. And don't forget, you're my #1 customer. Liz, look, I didn't mean that,
Oh yeah, you're definitely not getting any tonight, that's for sure.
As Arnold is really late, so he decides to screw traffic, but a cop decides to pull him over. As Arnold explains why he's doing that, but the cop keeps him there just to screw with him.
Recite the alphabet.
A, B, C.
Backwards.
And don't disrespect my authority. He misses his practice. So Jamie is sad, and to make up for it, Arnold asks what he wants for Christmas.
I want the Turbo Man action figure with the arms and legs that move, and the boomerang suitor, and the realistic voice activator that says 5 different phrases.
Wait a minute, this kid looks familiar.
Are you an angel?
What?
Oh, shit.
Including, it's Turbo Time! Accessories sold separately, batteries not included.
As Arnold hasn't gotten the doll yet, and yeah, it's gonna be a bitch to get.
Because at this point, they'd probably be impossible to find.
Yep, that's the face you make when you know you fucked up really bad. And also, this is a family comedy, so yeah, you're gonna be in a lot of pain throughout the movie. So have fun with that.
As the next day, Arnie is gonna go out to get the Turbo Man, as Jamie wants his dad to go to the parade with him.
Don't miss it. I'll be there. I promise.
Which is a promise he technically kinda keeps.
As outside, he sees that Ted is a reindeer.
Who's played by Phil Hartman, who you might know from such films as Kiki's Delivery Service, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and of course, the most important of all, The Brave Little Toaster.
Whatever though, Arnold leaves to go find a Turbo Man, but yeah, he has to wait until the store opens, as he meets a mailman who talks about, his problems.
Alimony payment to a woman that slept with everybody at the post office but me!
Yeah, dude, you might want to stop explaining your problems to random strangers and, go see a psychologist.
But I can understand why he's pissed. Sometimes getting presents is a bitch, but the store opens as chaos ensues.
Yeah, that definitely happens on Christmas Eve a lot, especially on Black Friday. And sometimes you definitely need to kick an old lady's ass just to get what you want.
But it isn't there, so he decides to ask an employee.
What did I say?
These guys are looking for a Turbo Man?
A gentleman doll, yes.
Ooh, that was not a good idea. I mean, he might not be playing the Terminator right now, but yeah, he's still Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, so I wouldn't make fun of him.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
See? This is why I don't laugh at Arnold Schwarzenegger like that, because he can fuck you up.
As Arnold finds a lady who just bought one of the dolls, so he buys the toy, but, yeah.
Booster.
Damn! Nice con, lady. I mean, that was mostly Arnold's fault. I mean, he could have, I don't know, looked at the toy before he bought it?
As he's not able to get one, so he searches all over the place for the doll.
So I'm offering this simple praise.
And yeah, in the director's cut, the song is changed, which still works fine, but I prefer it in the theatrical version when they play Jingle Bells. I think it fits a little bit better, but still, I think the scene still works in the director's cut.
As he calls home and, oh no, that asshole Ted is there. He's eating one of his wife's cookies.
Cook it down! Now!
And sit the fuck down!
As he meets up with this dude again, as he wants to be a team.
You, man, what do you say?
Thanks, Myron. But no thank you.
Oh, come on, man, let's do it, man. Let's be a team.
Hey man, we need a villain. I mean, this is a Schwarzenegger movie, so he has to say no, so we can have you as the villain later.
As the store got more Turbo Man dolls, but Arnold accidentally knocks down a cop's motorcycle.
Officer,
You broke my little mirror.
And that's a big coincidence that it's the same cop from before. I mean, I can completely understand why he's pissed. I mean, he broke his little mirror, but yeah, to be honest, I'd be pissed too.
So he gets there a little late as, yeah, he'll need to get a special ball to have a chance of you getting the doll.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Which, yeah, it's not organized at all. These people are crazy about getting those balls. Hell, I think I've seen zombies that are less crazy about getting balls than they are.
And eventually Arnold is one of the only ones after a ball, but a kid ends up getting it.
Which you would think that more than one person would go after that ball, but since there are a bunch of people that are going crazy, I can understand if they didn't see it, and even if they did, they're probably a little bit occupied.
As he does end up getting to the kid, but yeah, he ends up looking like a pervert.
Arnold, you probably should have talked to the mother first, I mean. This way, she might give you the ball. I mean, it's not a 100% chance, but it's definitely better than looking like a creep.
I'm not a pervert. I just was looking for Turbo Man doll.
Yeah, sorry, but that still doesn't help you very much.
But lucky for him, Santa and his elf are willing to give him a Turbo Man for Christmas for money. So he goes down to get it, but yeah, it's a piece of junk.
Well, of course, there's some assembly required.
Which is probably a bootleg, but I mean, the real doll probably isn't very much better than that.
And so Arnie makes things worse by calling them scan artists, which they are, so all the Santas begin to gang up on him.
And to be honest, I think the director's cut actually does the scene a little bit better. I mean, this time they play Jingle Bells, which I think fits the scene a little bit better, but yeah, it does have a downside since earlier they didn't play Jingle Bells, and that song fit better with that scene. So, with this version, there's an upside and a downside, but either way, the scene is still awesome.
As you don't fuck with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and even though he is a machine right now, he's still pretty badass. He kicks most of the Santa's asses, or well, until the cops come to bust the Santas, so Arnold's gonna have to explain himself.
This must be the sloppiest bust I've ever seen in my entire career on the force. Detective Howard Lang, undercover.
And he's really lucky that that cop from earlier is not in this scene. I mean, if he was, this scene wouldn't work, and they would also be able to bust him for pretending to be an officer, which would give him even more jail time.
As things get even worse as his car breaks down, so he has to push his car.
Damn, that sucks. But at least you're not in jail.
As he calls home, but Jamie picks up, so Arnold has to tell him to get his mother, but he's pissed. His dad never keeps his promises.
To be fair to Arnold here, his car just broke down, and also, he was almost arrested, so, kid, you're lucky that your dad isn't in jail and can keep food on your table, you spoiled brat.
As he talks about never getting a toy, so Arnold thinks that his son will end up like this guy.
No, that won't happen, but if you do keep spoiling a kid, he could end up being a whiny brat, so pretty much he might become Anakin Skywalker.
But luckily, there is a way that Arnold can get the Turbo Man by saying all the names of the reindeer to a radio station.
Okay, now let me see. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and, oh yeah, that's right, Blitzen. Thanks, Ernest Escapes Christmas.
But luckily, Arnold remembers all the names, but the phone, yeah, isn't gonna work. So he goes down to the radio station to tell them in person.
Which I don't think is technically breaking the rules. So, I think you should get it.
But things get worse when there's a bomb, but yeah, it isn't a bomb.
Wait, is this still on the air? Because he just made things way worse for himself.
And yeah, I guess it was because the cops are there, so he says that he has a bomb again. So they can get away, but this guy doesn't think that it's really a bomb.
Wait, if you didn't think it was actually a bomb, then why'd you let them go?
This is nothing but a harmless Christmas package.
Oh, wait, it's, actually a bomb. Okay.
That was really a bomb? Just a sick world we're living in. Sick people.
Yes, they are. Woo! I got another present. Let's see what it... Ah, fuck. We'll be right back. Damn it. All the fire's been put out. My jacket is all covered in soot, though. Let's get back into Jingle All The Way.
And unlucky for him, his car is even more fucked up.
What asshole would do that on Christmas Eve? Fucking prick!
As Arnie practices explaining to the tow truck driver, at least in the director's cut, as he gets home and he's pissed to see Howard putting up his star on his Christmas tree, so he's gonna steal his Turbo Man.
Ah, come on, Arnold. He might be a spoiled little shit, but... Wait a minute. Never mind, take the toy.
But Arnold does change his mind, but the reindeer's pissed, running after him, and it fucks up the house, making this happen.
That's actually kind of funny. I mean, the real good thing is they stopped singing about figgy pudding. I mean, who the hell eats figgy pudding now anyway?
Balthazar.
As his wife is pissed at him, but there's something to make the mood a little better.
You picked the wrong day.
A badass Arnold Schwarzenegger line, which, even if everything is sad, it makes everything better.
You started it.
As Arnold is going to keep his promises, so he goes down to the parade, which is actually pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely better than modern Macy's Day Parade. That's for sure. Hell, look at all the characters they got there. They even got motherfucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
As we go back to Arnie's wife, who's getting hit on, but yeah, she says no.
Sorry, dude, but she barely even likes you a friend. You had no chance. I mean, maybe if you didn't ask her out, you could have at least still been able to check her out at least.
Oh well, Arnie was there and is pissed off, but he pisses off the same cop again, so he runs to a place where they sued Arnie up.
Thank you for filling in for P on such short notice. It was a total freak accident what happened at rehearsal, and we're confident that we got all the kinks worked out of the system.
Yeah, Arnold never signed a contract, and you never let him explain, so yeah, if he does blow up, you're sued.
And so now that Arnie is suited up, he can wave to everyone and pick a kid to give Turbo Man. So of course he picks...
Look at me! See that he's pointing at me! Huh? It's me!
You, fat kid. Nah, I'm just kidding. He actually picks Jamie, but there is an evil villain there to take the doll, so Turbo Man must fight him and fly with his jetpack.
Yeah, it looks like fun to fly like that, but yeah, the effects don't completely hold up, but at least it does look fun.
As Jamie still won't give him the doll. Hell, he'd rather die than give him the doll.
Kid, just give him the fucking doll. I mean, it's not worth dying over.
But he does eventually get the doll, but yeah, is arrested. But luckily, Jamie is saved, so Turbo Man can show Jamie who he is.
Who would know better than me?
Dad?
Which, yeah, has to be awesome to be able to say that your dad is Turbo Man, but he's also the Terminator, so I would tell everybody that he's the Terminator, since that's way more cool.
What's going on here?
Look, Jamie's dad is Turbo Man.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you probably should have been afraid of him earlier. I mean, he is Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
We could use a man like you on the force.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you're lucky you're in the suit, because if you weren't, he'd probably arrest you, because it's kind of like arresting a Santa Claus in front of a bunch of kids. You don't want to make them sad.
Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Ah, great. Could you have done this earlier so you didn't almost die?
Thank you. You know, this is gonna make my son really happy.
Oh yeah, enjoy the Turbo Man, and also enjoy being butt-fucked in jail while your son plays with it, and has no father.
Jamie, I thought you wanted this doll more than anything.
What do I need the doll for? I got the real Turbo Man at home.
So you're gonna play with him all night? Oh god, that sounds awful!
So now everything is good, but yeah, Arnold kind of forgot something.
What?
What did you get me?
Oh yeah, he's screwed. But anyway, that was Jingle All The Way, and I love it.
Yeah, this movie is just entertaining, and that's all I was expecting, because when I watch a Schwarzenegger movie, all I want it to be is at least entertaining, which it definitely is. I mean, Arnold beat up a bunch of Santa Clauses, and I like how it shows how getting crappy popular toys on Christmas Eve is, yeah, really hard. And yes, sometimes on Christmas and definitely Black Friday, it can be like that. But anyway, I love this movie, even though some of the effects don't completely hold up. But I love this movie. Even the director's cut is good. And if you're gonna ask me which cut is better, well, the director's cut does make the Santa fight better, but I think this scene is better with the theatrical version. So go with whatever one you want. Both are good. So I love this movie. I'm gonna give Jingle All The Way a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm feeling generous. I mean, it is Christmas Eve. Oh well, as long as I release it on time. But anyway, Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all later on New Year's Eve, as long as I do it on time. See ya.
As Arnie practices explaining
That was really about just a sick world we're living in. Sick people.